Good afternoon, Pioneers. Western Piedmont here with another Q&A session. Today we're going to be talking with the Financial Aid Department. We're going to go over some frequently asked questions, some things about our B term that are coming up, and we want to answer any questions that you have regarding financial aid, Western Piedmont, anything that we can help you with. So if you have a question during today's session, please drop it down in the comments section and we will address it as we get to them. So without further ado, we're going to make some introductions. My name is Emily Willis, and I'm the Coordinator of Student Affairs and Recruitment here at Western Piedmont. I'm joined today with Lauren Dula. If you just want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm Financial Aid Counselor here at Western Piedmont.
And I'm Vondra Leek, Assistant Director of Financial Aid here at Western Piedmont Community College.
Hi there, this is Jennifer Moore, Financial Aid Counselor.
Alrighty, so like I said, if you have any questions today, just drop them down in the comments section and we're going to be answering your questions. We've got a few that we want to start with, so we're going to go over those right now. So if I didn't register at the beginning of the 2020 fall term, is there any way that I can register for B term classes and still get financial aid?
Well, you can certainly register for classes. As far as eligibility for financial aid for B term, it's really on a case-by-case basis for each student. So what's going to be really important is if you're interested in taking classes during the B term session at Western Piedmont, is to contact one of us in the financial aid office so that we can discuss your eligibility for financial aid for the B term. And just so you know, the B term registration is October 12th and 13th. And the best way to reach us in the financial aid office, if you want to contact us and follow up on that, is 828-448-6046. So if you have questions, you've gotten awarded financial aid or you haven't applied yet and you just want to know what your eligibility may be, give us a call and we'll discuss your individual situation with you.
Perfect. On my Pioneer Pass account, my balance shows a negative amount. What does this mean?
So for financial aid purposes here at Western Piedmont, a negative number means that we owe you that money. So that will be your refund. Now, refunds could be in multiple checks. If you have any questions in regards to that, make sure to give us a call and we'll go over that with you.
Very good. So if I've already paid my tuition and fees out of pocket, will I still get financial aid if I apply and I'm awarded financial aid?
Yes, if you apply and you're awarded, you are eligible for that aid. So you still will be getting that award. We try to encourage all of our students, no matter what you think your eligibility status may be, to apply for financial aid. So yes, during any time of the semester, if you find out that you have questions about that or want to apply, please do so, because you will be eligible if your status says so.
Alrighty. So I just want to say hello to anybody that might be joining us. We've gone ahead and got started answering some questions that we've seen from some of our students recently. We just want to let you know that if you have a question and you're watching this right now, just drop us a comment down in the comment section and we'll be glad to answer your question and help you get your financial aid ready for this semester and beyond. So we'll get back to our questions. If I've never applied for financial aid before, what do I do? How do I apply for financial aid?
So the big thing that you need to do to apply for financial aid is to fill out the FAFSA. That is the free application for federal student aid, and it's an online application that you fill out, and that is how you apply for Pell Grant, for work study, which are federal grants and forms of financial aid. It's also how you apply for state grants. So really, we consider the FAFSA to be a gateway application, and you fill that out and you're applying for those different forms of financial aid. And the best way to go about filling that out, and you go to FAFSA.gov, that's FAFSA.gov, And that takes you to the FAFSA website, and you can create an account and fill out the application. It's going to ask some basic information, and then it will ask you about tax information. Depending on what year you're filling out the FAFSA for, it would be different tax information. If you're looking at B term or the current fall semester or spring semester coming up in January, you're going to be asked for 2018 tax information. And so you'll include that on the FAFSA, and then you submit that, and financial aid office gets it and processes it, and we'll go from there as far as letting you know your eligibility. But really, that's the main thing and the gateway to applying for financial aid and determining what your eligibility may be.
Okay. So if I have any questions about filling out that application, can I contact financial aid?
Absolutely. We're here. Again, you can reach us at 828-448-6046. If you're going through the application and something doesn't make sense, or just not sure how to answer it, give us a call. We'll do our best to help you get through that application and get it submitted. And we also, if you go to the Western Piedmont website, there's a blue bar at the top, and you can click on financial aid. And over on the left-hand side, there's a menu, and one of those is apply for financial aid. And so you can click on that. There's the link that will take you directly to the FAFSA. There's also sort of an overview of the steps to apply, and then once you apply, what you need to be on the lookout for. So recommend, if you've never filled out the FAFSA before, to go check out that web page and get that information. But absolutely, if you come across something you're not understanding or you have questions, you can always reach out to one of us in the financial aid office.
Very good. Awesome. So I'm currently taking classes this semester, and I have not filled out my FAFSA. Is it too late to apply for financial aid?
No, it's not. You could still apply, and if you are eligible, we will still pay you for this semester, as well as having aid for the spring semester and summer semester if you plan to take classes.
So I just want to say hello to anyone who might be joining us just now. We've started going through some questions that we've been seeing from students. We want to answer any questions that you may have. So if you've got a question, please leave it in the comments section. We'll be glad to address it here and help you out. If you're watching this after we've already posted this and this isn't live anymore, still feel free to leave a comment. We will still get back to you and answer any questions you may have. We'll also be putting our contact information in that in the comments bar. So if you need to know how to reach financial aid or one of us in particular, we will be putting that information in there as well. So feel free to peruse through that and get our info. Give us a call or email us if you ever need anything. So on to our next question. I received a confirmation email when I completed the FAFSA, which means I'm already awarded, right?
Not exactly. That's not what that means. What that does mean is that the Department of Education has received your initial application. They will process it. I think Lauren mentioned that. They will process it and send it in to us. And once we have completed our processing, you'll receive an email to your student email from our office letting you know about your offer letter. Once you receive that offer letter, not until that point, but when you do receive it, that's when you will be officially awarded.
Okay, so that email does not mean I've been awarded. I still need to get with you guys.
You still need to wait to hear from us.
Perfect. All right. What is verification, and why do I have to provide documents when I've already filled out the FAFSA?
So verification is a process that the Department of Education requires some students to go through in order to confirm the information that you've put on your FAFSA. It scares a lot of students. They think that they've done something wrong, and we're accusing them of, putting information incorrectly on the FAFSA, and that's not true. It's just a process to make sure that the information you've listed on your FAFSA is correct, so that you can be awarded the correct amount of financial aid. And so we ask for those additional documents. because that's information that we look at when you provide those documents. We compare that to the information on your FAFSA, and if there are any corrections that need to be made, we'll make those corrections. And then once we complete that process, then if you're eligible, you can be awarded financial aid. But we don't want students to think that they've done anything incorrectly, or that that they're going to get in trouble if they put something, they made a mistake on the FAFSA. This is just a process to ensure that the information, if there was a mistake, it's corrected. And with verification, if a student has to go through that process, they will receive an email to the Western Piedmont student email account. And they also would receive a letter in the mail letting them know what documents we need. And so it's really important, like Vondra said, after a student submits their FAFSA, to then keep an eye on their Western Piedmont student email account, because if we need additional documents for verification, then that's how we're going to email them. If we don't need additional documents and you're just awarded financial aid, then you get an email for that as well. So it's really, really important after submitting that FAFSA to keep an eye on your student email account, not your personal email account, your Western Piedmont student email accounts, because that's how you'll be notified by the financial aid office if we need anything else, or sort of what your status is for financial aid. And actually, along with that, with your student email account, you also have a Pioneer Pass student account, and you can also check there for where your financial aid is, where your application is in the process of, have we gotten it? Are you selected for verification? What documents we need? Or you can view your offer letter in Pioneer Pass as well.
So I'll take this as a good moment to make a plug for Pioneer Pass. If you are a student and you have not been able to get into your Pioneer Pass account, or you put in an application and you've not been able to get into your Pioneer Pass account, you don't know where Pioneer Pass is, you don't know what that is, there is a blue bar at the top of the page, like Lauren said earlier. Pioneer Pass, your student email account, and your Moodle account, there's links to all three of those in that top blue bar. If you can, once you click on Pioneer Pass, it should give you some information about setting up your password and about getting your user ID. And if you're having trouble with that, please contact Student Services. We would be glad to walk you through that and to help you get into those accounts. You can reach Student Services at 828-448-6046. You can ask for me, Emily Willis, directly. I will be glad to talk to you and get you into those accounts. It's very, very, very important. So on talking about the verification documents, I did want to ask, if I do need to submit documents, how do I do that? Where do I go for that? Is that all electronic? Like, what do I do?
So for verification documents, we actually do not accept those electronically. The best way to submit those is you can either submit them through the mail system, mail them to Western Piedmont Financial Aid Office, or we have a drop box located on campus on the lower level of Hildebrand Hall. It's beside the elevator. There's a sign outside by Moore Hall that points you in the right direction. But that drop box is checked multiple times daily, and the door is open to get to the drop box between 8 and 5, Monday through Friday. So that would obviously be the quickest way to get those documents to us. Once we get them, we'll review them, and we'll contact you via email or by phone if we need something else, or if something, we need additional information. But yes, that I would say Dropbox is the quickest, but the other option, if you don't live close to campus or it's not easy for you to get here, you can certainly put those documents in the mail. And once we get them, we'll review them and we'll be in contact via email.
Okay. So I've got another question here. Everything says that I need 2018 taxes to complete the FAFSA, but I didn't work in 2018. Can I still apply for financial aid?
Yes, you absolutely can. If you didn't work and didn't file a tax return, you can file a FAFSA application, or if you work and didn't meet their income requirements to file a tax return, you can still apply. So fill those out. You never know.
Yeah, and the way on the actual FAFSA application, when it gets to the to tax information, the first question it asks you is, did you file taxes in whatever year, in 2018, or whatever year it is that you're filling out the FAFSA. It's going to ask you, did you file taxes? And so, like Jennifer said, if you did not, you just answer no, and then it will ask you, if you worked or how much you made from working. So don't let that keep you from applying for financial aid.
Okay. So how do I purchase books and supplies with financial aid? Can I do that?
You can. What you would need to do is just print off a copy of your current schedule and take a government issued photo ID down to our bookstore, and they'll be able to charge any books and supplies that you need for your classes onto or off of your financial aid award amount. But there is a limited time that you can do that, and those times and dates are listed on our website. But you absolutely can take your schedule down to the bookstore, photo ID, and they can assist you with that.
Okay. So another question. How do I get that schedule? Where do I find my class schedule?
That goes back to Pioneer Pass. And Emily, you probably would be the person that they would call or seek out to figure out how to print that or how to look that up.
Yes, Vondra's right. You can find your class schedule in your Pioneer Pass account. Once you get logged in, there should be a link there that says class schedule. You just put in the correct semester, and then you'll be able to pull that up and print out a copy of it and bring that in. And that should suffice to go down to the bookstore for financial aid purchases. So I believe this is my last question on our list. How long does it take to process a financial aid application? Can I do it this week and receive it next week?
The answer to that question is it depends. If you complete your FAFSA using the IRS data retrieval tool with electronic signatures, and you are not randomly selected for verification, then it's possibly can be processed within 5 to 10 days. But if you didn't use data retrieval tool, didn't complete it with electronic signatures, or if you were selected for verification, it could take anywhere from 5 to 10 weeks to get that process and get financial aid on your account.
So when is the best time to do my financial aid? I know you can do financial aid all semester long or all year long, but when is the best time if I want to use it for the upcoming semester?
Well in advance of the payment deadline. So you want to give yourself as much time as possible to get it submitted, and if you are selected for verification, to give yourself time to get those documents in. So like Jennifer said, it's entirely possible you can submit it and within a week to 2 weeks be awarded financial aid and not have to submit any additional documents. But you want to give yourself plenty of time. So if you're looking at B-term registration that starts October 12th and you haven't submitted your FAFSA yet, go ahead and do it. We're a little less than a month away from where you would actually register for classes, and so you don't want to wait until October 10th and try to get your FAFSA in, because it's just not going to be processed that quickly. So yeah, if you're looking at B-term, go ahead and get it in. If you are looking at spring semester starting in January and you haven't submitted your FAFSA yet, go ahead and submit it. It doesn't hurt to get it submitted early and to go ahead and get awarded, and there could be a month or two that you're not taking classes, so that doesn't hurt anything. You just want to give yourself as much time as possible. And it is just to keep in mind that if you're not awarded financial aid by payment deadline, there are other options to pay, such as paying in full with cash or card, and then there is a payment plan available each semester that you can sign up for to break up the payments instead of having to pay everything at once. And like we addressed earlier, if you sign up for a payment plan or you make full payments and then later you are eligible and awarded financial aid, you would still get any amount that you're eligible for. So Again, the sooner the better to fill out that FAFSA, but just, if it comes down to the wire and you can make payment arrangements otherwise, and then you're eligible for financial aid, that's still, you can still receive what you're eligible for.
So I just have a question for all of you. Feel free, anybody, to jump in and answer. If I applied for financial aid and I was going to start in the fall, something happened, I decided not to join in the fall, is my financial aid still good for the spring? Like, does it expire? Do I need to do something? Or am I still eligible for what I was awarded in the spring as well?
You are absolutely eligible for that. The way the award goes, it is awarded for the entire academic year. So it covers fall, spring, and summer. So once you enroll, if you decide not to come in fall, but you want to come in the spring, once you enroll and register for your classes, you're absolutely eligible for that aid that you've been awarded for the academic year.
Very good. So I just want to say hey to anybody that might be joining us right now. I'm Emily Willis. We're here with our financial aid department today. We're talking about some financial aid questions, and then we want to answer any questions you may have about financial aid. We are getting ready to start our B-term registration. We do have classes that are starting in a couple weeks right here in October. Our B-term registration is going to be October the 12th and the 13th. I want to make sure I got that date right. October the 12th and the 13th. You can contact Student Services. We'll help you get registered for some classes if you're ready to start taking something. As these ladies were just saying, your financial aid, if you're awarded, it will cover these B-term classes. So feel free to give us a call to look into the B-term if that's something you think you're ready to do. You want to jump on in. Do you ladies have any other things that you can think of that you might want to address while we're here?
I got two things I just want to mention with B-term and financial aid. Just make sure if you're looking at that you do call and verify with us, so we can be sure to let you, each student know if you're eligible and awarded and it's going to work for B-term. So if you're looking at B-term registration and want to know about financial aid, give us a call and we can talk to you about your specific case. And then I do want to put a plug in for scholarships. We do have a couple of scholarships through the Western Piedmont Foundation that have not yet been awarded. And then we also have the Burke County branch of the NAACP, the Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship is still open. So if you go to the Western Piedmont website, click on financial aid, and then click on the link for scholarships, you can see those applications there. When their deadlines are, and I recommend, if you're looking for additional financial aid, to go ahead and fill those out. That would be for this current academic year for fall and spring semester. So definitely look at those, and always you can check that website because we update it periodically, try to do that once a month, and so you can check back to see if there are any new scholarships that may be available that you could apply for.
Awesome. So go ahead, Vondra.
I'd just like to put in a plug for any veterans out there who may feel that they have veteran education benefits. Our director, Dory Barron, you can feel free to call her. You can call myself. Just if you have questions about whether or not or how to apply for any of your veteran educational benefits. So our office also helps with our veterans.
So I know that work study is an option that Western Piedmont offers. I'm not sure with COVID how that is working this semester, but is that still an option that students can look into if they'd like to?
We are taking applications due to most of our classes being offered online. We have very limited positions right now, but I always keep applications on file just in case something comes up, and I'll reach out to those students. So if anyone is interested, feel free to put in an application. They can contact me or get the application online.
So for a student that may not be super familiar with work study, what exactly is work study? What would you be doing as a work study?
Work study is still part of your financial aid. It is federally funded. You would be working at Western Piedmont, supervised by a supervisor. You would be doing filing, shredding, a lab assistant, horticulture. It just depends on what the position is, but then you will get paid to do it. So it's a way to earn extra money to help out with your educational expenses.
Awesome. So we are going to have our information in the comment section over to the side. So if there was any questions that you had that you didn't get a chance to ask right now, or you'd like to ask, via the phone or via email a little more privately, feel free to get our contact information, give us a call or email us, let us know what you need assistance with, and we would be glad to help with that. Again, I do want to make a plug for the B-term registration that's coming up on October the 12th and the 13th. We will have advisors available to talk to students and to help them get registered for any B-term classes. We do have a web page for our B-term put on our website. We will make sure that a link for that also gets placed in the comments section. So feel free to go on that page. It will give you any important dates that are coming up. It'll show you some of the classes that we're going to offer for B-term, and then any other information that you may need about getting registered for that B-term semester. Does anyone have any other little tidbits they'd like to throw out there regarding financial aid?
Well, I will say for the child care, if any students out there have completed their financial aid application, is found eligible, and just feel like they need assistance with child care, please feel free to reach out to us. We have a link under the financial aid tab with our child care application and other information there. So please feel free, if you need assistance, reach out to us.
All right. And I'll just say, so my position, I'm the coordinator of student affairs and recruitment. So I deal a lot with our student life. Right now, things on campus are a little quiet due to COVID, but we do hope that in the coming months and weeks, and as well as we go into spring semester, to start seeing some fun activities and things going on campus. So if you're looking for a fun and community atmosphere, Western Piedmont might be a great opportunity and option for you to choose. We have some wonderful programs here at Western Piedmont. We have a great financial aid department, as you can see, and we're just really ready to help you and do anything that we can to assist you with your educational goals and your journey. We do offer the Career and College Promise program to our high school students as well. So if you're a high school student that happens to be joining us today, we do have a program for you as well. There is information on our website about the Career and College Promise program, or you can contact Western Piedmont. We'd be glad to connect you with somebody that deals directly with your school, your high school, to talk to you about those classes, that program, the opportunities that we have there. So those are all really great options for students that might be interested in them. I'm going to check and see if we've got any questions real quick, so feel free to throw any other information out. Well, we're a quiet bunch.
Well, I think we've about got it covered for now. But as always, if you, after watching this or at any time when you're going through that application process, or you haven't heard anything and you want to know where your application's at, or just have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to us. Student services number 828-448-6046. Talk to one of us in the financial aid office, and we'll help you out in any way we can to get everything squared away, so that you can attend Western Piedmont and hopefully have the financial assistance that you need to do that.
Yes.
All right, I think we're going to start winding it down. If you do have a question and you didn't get a chance to ask it while we were live, or you just didn't feel comfortable asking it in this comment section, again, our information is there. Feel free to reach out to us. If you'd like to still leave a comment on this video, it's going to stay up on our Facebook page. So feel free to leave a comment there. We will be looking at those. We'll address anything that comes up. We'll be glad to answer any kind of questions you've got. We went over a lot of financial aid questions and about your FAFSA today. So please take a look at the video, rewind it, pause it, rewatch it, and get that information for any questions that you might have. So I'm Emily Willis.
Emily, I think we did have a question come in from Tasha asking about if financial aid covers CNA classes. So Unfortunately, financial aid does not cover CNA classes or continuing ed classes in general. The financial aid is used to cover curriculum classes, students working towards a certain degree or program. But there may be some other resources out there. NC Works Career Center, there's a WIOA program that you may be able to receive some assistance for a CNA class. That's something you could reach out to them about. You can certainly give us a call here in the financial aid office, and we can discuss if there might be some other options for you to help pay for a CNA class. But unfortunately, filling out the FAFSA, even if you're determined to be eligible for financial aid, it wouldn't cover the CNA class. It would have to be curriculum classes or classes that you're taking to complete a degree.
That's actually a really, really good question, because
Yes,
we do hear that quite a bit
Yeah.
about paying for those continuing education courses. So, all right, ladies, one last question. Like anybody got anything?
I think we're done.
All right. Well, I'm Emily Willis, Coordinator of Student Affairs and Recruitment. I'm going to let you guys say your sign off real quick.
I'm Lauren Dula, and I'm Financial Aid Counselor.
Vondra Leak, Assistant Director of Financial Aid.
Jennifer Moore, Financial Aid Counselor.
We appreciate you joining us today. We hope this was very informative. And again, ask us any questions. We'd be glad to help you out. So signing off from Western Piedmont.
Bye.